right, well, let's talk about Volume 3 a little bit. So, same lineup from the first album, so we don't have to talk about that. But different producer this time, though. So, produced by Rick Rubin, mixed by Greg Fiddleman, who basically is Rick Rubin's kind of right-hand man when it comes to that kind of stuff anyway. So, third studio album released by Slipknot on May 25th, 2004. It's the band's only album produced by Rick Rubin. It was recorded at The Mansion, which is like Rick Rubin's place, basically, I guess. I don't know if it's his home, but it's kind of his studio. So I found this on Wikipedia. So the group had mixed opinions regarding their experience working with Rick Rubin in 2008. Taylor said he only met Rubin 4 times during the entire recording, and that Rubin barely showed up in the studio, which, I think that's his MO, right? Like that's
it is,
what everyone else has said about him. We were being charged horrendous amounts of money, and for me, if you're going to produce something, you're fucking there. I don't care who you are. He added, he's overrated, he's overpaid, and I will never work with him again. Conversely, Jim Root, the guitar player, said in the same interview, a lot of the guys in the band say Rick was unavailable. And yeah, he takes on a lot of projects at one time, but he also does things that are beneficial. He would listen to what we'd done, then have us retrack things that needed work. He's kind of like Big Brother on the hill. Even though he wasn't there physically every day, he was. So he said Volume 3 is still my favorite record we've ever done. So, and I agree with him.
Yeah.
So interesting notes about interesting notes about Rick Rubin there. But
I mean, that's what Metallica said the same thing. They were like, he's never here, but he's kind of helping us shape these songs, but he's gone for weeks at a time.
He produced an album that Craig Lissero worked on, and Craig said the same thing too.
But it seems like he knows what he's doing because he puts his name on a lot of really fucking great albums lately.
Yeah.
I mean, where is he in like the Mount Rushmore of rock producers? Like he's on there for sure, right?
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
We always bring up Danzig when we talk about Rick Rubin, and it's like, look at the Danzig albums without him.
Look what he did with Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Johnny Cash. I mean,
you said rock, but he goes back to even some of the biggest hip hop albums too.
Yeah, rap.
Yeah, for sure.
80s. So.
Yeah.
Guys all over the place.
Yep. But I mean, and I think his production style is more planting seeds and ideas and things like that. Because like what Metallica said when they worked with him on Death Magnetic was like, he told them, go listen to Master of Puppets. That's your best album. Go get in that mindset. Like, listen to the albums you were listening to when you wrote that album. Like, think about things you were doing when you wrote that album. Like, just get in that mindset, and that should help you. And, Death Magnetic is, to some, like the best thing they've done since, Justice. So,
Mm-hmm. It's a great album.
Yeah.
Sounds weird, but it's a great album.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I did notice on Volume 3 there is a little bit of overmodulation.
Yes, I did too.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this a Rick Rubin thing? What's going on?
I think it's a Greg Fiddleman thing.
Fiddleman?
Yeah. Because he's the one that mixed
Fiddleman!
Well, I know Death Magnetic was a Rubin thing because he said that. He was like, I wanted it to sound like seeing the band live, where it's like it's so loud that it's
That's not what it
just
sounds
on the
like.
edges. No, it sounds like it's been.
It sounds clear.
Yeah.
Well, at least in a football stadium, it sounds clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah. That's
maybe in an arena they sound reverby. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, there were some songs where I don't remember exactly which moments. I might be able to find them when we start talking about songs, but there were some definite moments where I was like, hey, that's it's a little overmodulated there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was definitely noticing it. I listened in headphones and I was noticing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still think this album sounds really good. If you can have both of those, the duality.
Yeah, I do too. And I did like a little deep dive on Reddit about this album, and like the overwhelming response was that everyone seems to love the album, but they said that they don't like the mixing on it. They're like, it's too flat and dry. And I was like, that's what I like about it.
I wouldn't use those terms, but
no, I think it sounds clean, like really clean. Like you can hear everything. It's, I think it sounds
I was
good.
surprised to find how much the band was unhappy doing the writing and recording of this. Although, maybe that's good for these guys. I don't know, but
Corey Taylor he said he was drunk half the time when they first started recording it, and he was just like doing nothing, and nothing was happening, and they're blowing through loads of cash, and
I read that too, and he said that when he finally started to actually get into it, that's when things started actually happening. Like, stop drinking every day and actually do some work.
Yeah.
So,
imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite album. It's kind of like my Master of Puppets for them, because to me, I know, Tim, you like Justice a little bit better, but to me, Master of Puppets has always been like, that's the best, and then there's everything else. That's like this for me. Volume 3 is like, this is their best, and then there's everything. Like I could probably pick and choose. Like, I think We Are Not Your Kind is probably my second favorite, but I could also go, like Iowa maybe at that moment too. So it's hard, but I think this album for sure is their best, far and away. So
yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. And they got away from the rap rock, as I said before. There's like no rap rock on this album.
No, it's more diverse.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. Like as soon as this thing started, I'm like, this doesn't sound like Slipknot.
Yeah.
Like that first song, it's just like, okay, and then as soon as track 2, it's like, okay, we're back at it now. Okay,
yeah. Track 2 is so good.
But that was But to your point, Keith, that's like immediately you're like, oh, this is going to be different. This is not a regular Slipknot album. Because most, the albums, there's 2 albums before this, the first songs were not really songs, it was just a bunch of noise. And then I got into something really fast and thrashy and heavy. And this one is, you think it might start that way, but it quickly turns into something else. So I'll play a little bit.
I am not, well, I've never been, sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead. Talk over it.
Well, I've never been a huge, like, diehard Slipknot fan, so, like, I don't even think I've heard all of Iowa still to this day.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
So I'm coming at this band a lot with the outsider's viewpoint too. Like, I know a lot of their songs. I kind of did a deep dive when we were going to go see them because I wanted to know what the songs were that I was listening to. So I kind of knew what generally they were going to play, and I dug into those a lot. So I've heard a lot of their hits or whatever you want to call them. But this is kind of a new band that I can still go dig into. The last 2 albums I've listened to a few times, but yeah, I'm kind of excited to get into them a little bit now.
Cool.
Yeah.
But this album is fucking amazing. Like,
it's really.
My last note on the album was, "Holy fuck, this is amazing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, when we talk about bands and we have go-to albums for bands, like this definitely is like, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but this is like, if I'm going to listen to Slipknot, it's usually going to be probably this album. Like, I'll probably just go listen to Volume 3 again. But yeah, I would recommend, Joe, check out All Hope Is Gone, which is the follow-up to this, actually. It's really good. But yeah, this just immediately, this is different. We don't have to play the whole song, but
It's Prelude 3.0.
Yeah, that's the opening track.
Yeah.
Yep.
The song's in 3/4.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Happy Accident. I think they planned that.
I don't think they planned it.
No. Let's see. I mean, we haven't really talked about musicianship, but the guitar work on this album is ridiculous. The drumming is ridiculous. I mean, these guys are some of the greatest musicians in metal, so no surprise there. More guitar solos on this album too, which some of them. Oh, that's Tim. You were talking about this in our group text earlier, but good use of different channels too.
Yeah, which I think is a Rick Rubin thing as well. He's always been a proponent of separating channels. But this album is definitely a headphone album. If you get the chance to play it on headphones, definitely do it. I never did originally. This is another car album. Played it in the car back in 2004 constantly.
Right. Yeah.
So hearing it on headphones was a kind of a new experience. It was pretty cool to hear all the separation. A lot of separation.
Well, they always and like you said, Rick Rubin working with Slayer was always like guitar in different channels, and they do that here too, where it's Mick Thompson
is guitar on the right
channel.
right?
Yeah, and that's Mick Thompson, and then Jim Root's on the left. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I looked at live. I was like, okay, who's doing that? Because I was listening to The Blister Exists, and they've got the one part going like, well, here I'll play it, the high part, and then there's kind of a lower part on that song. When it gets to the verse, that high thing. So that's Mick Thompson. And the other lower riff is Jim Root.
Is he really doing the right hand that fast?
Yeah. Yeah, you should watch some live footage. It's crazy.
With a fucking mask on, too.
Yeah, right. Well, I remember reading an interview with them about that and like how it's just all muscle memory. And Guar said the same thing, where it's just a lot of it's just muscle memory at that point. Like, you can't see shit when you're trying to play that stuff live because of those masks. So it's all just, I can't imagine that. Like, shit, I play a cover song and I'm like just staring at my neck the whole time. Neck of the guitar, like trying to figure out where on the fretboard I'm supposed to go next. So I can't imagine trying to do a whole fucking concert.
I jump around a whole lot and then end up hitting wrong frets all the time.
But it sounds right because you're in a punk band. So
yeah.
Oh, and then there's that breakdown in the song too. That
it's so awesome.
This was cool live. Like the percussionists all came out with like almost like the drumline drums, just doing this. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I don't get the complaints about production. Like, I think the guitar sound on this album is much better than on the first album.
Oh yeah,
like a drum sound is better. You know what I mean? Overall,
for sure, the drums definitely sound better. You should play the chorus on the second track.
Keith, do you remember in StarCraft, the original game? Did you play that?
Yes.
I think it was like you go to like one of those buildings. You would click on it, and every time it would make this scream noise. It was like the engineering bay or something, and it was like this pained, like scream. It started low and kind of goes up. Like he does that. The Corey Taylor does that all over this album, and it reminded me of that noise.
Don't remember.
He gives you like a screaming demon thing in one of the Doctor Who seasons.
In one of the what?
Doctor Who? Yeah. Yeah, that's a great chorus. I mean, we're doing tracks now. I didn't play the...
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, the tracks.
We are kind of talking about tracks. Unless there's other things you guys wanted to...
Well, I don't know. When we hit, Vermilion, it's like, I dig that one.
Yeah.
And Vermilion Part 2, like, it starts going, and I'm just like, these guys going extreme? And
Extreme?
the
band?
yes, it sounded yes, the band. They were not in the ECW all of a sudden. No, I thought that they were. Gary Sharon was going to be popping out like yeah. Somebody, the bass player was going to crack open his lighter and stuff. But yeah, and eventually as it went on, I'm just like, okay, this is Alice in Chains, but. It definitely kind of a little unsettling there for a moment. It was like, all right. I love the string use in that one though.
Yeah. Yeah, I said the same thing. 145, I think I had.
But I won't let this build up inside of me. I won't let this build up inside of me. I won't let this build up.
I mean, perfect example of his vocal abilities. Those harmonized vocals. Yeah, this part's great too. I can see the Alice in Chains comparison here though, for sure.
I catch in my throat, choke, torn into pieces. I won't, no, I don't want to be this, but I won't let this build up inside of me. Inside of me, I won't let this build up inside of me. I won't let this build up inside.
Well, as long as we're talking about this, we should talk about the difference between Vermilion, the album version, and Vermilion, the alternate mix. Because I think the alternate mix is actually better, in my opinion. There's the bass is a little louder on that version. The vocal melody he uses during the "She Isn't Real" at the end is fucking awesome. So I can kind of compare if we want. You want to do that real quick?
Sure.
This is the original, by the way. Alright, so now I'll play the other version. So good. There's also play the chorus because is that the part? Sorry, there's a part of the song where you can really hear the bass and maybe like a pre-chorus.
Is this the Terry Date mix or another mix?
It's just his alternate mix. I don't know. Maybe it was a Terry Date. I don't know, but
is this on the deluxe album?
Yeah.
I get nervous, perverse when I see her, it's worse. But the stress is astounding.
I think this is it. We hear the bass a little louder.
Coming home. She's the only one that makes me
Very cool.
Terry Date mixed that one.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, it sounds
I'd
really
go
good.
as far as to say it sounds a little bit better than the original, maybe. I don't know.
I think it does.
Yeah.
I think there's more separation.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I think what Terry Date does so well is he puts like he gets the high frequencies on all the instruments right where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So you hear things like they pop,
Mhm.
you know, the drums and the bass guitar specifically because they're obviously low ends, but like you can just hear the notes so clearly when those instruments.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes everything sound really clean.
Yeah. He's
Yes.
one
His
of the
stuff's always
best.
really clean.
Yeah.
Super clean. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of his calling card.
There's a lot we haven't played. I mean, I took so many notes on this album. I could go on for hours about this album. I don't want to spend too much
Well, just
time. But
well, you played a little bit of the intro to that song, but it's just it's
What,
like spooky. It's very Halloween.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like you were saying, Joe, that's like almost synthesizer keyboard type stuff, right? So it's not, again, something you hadn't really heard Slipknot do before. So, cool. This song goes right into Pulse of the Maggots, too, which beginning is a little cheesy, but
It's very cheesy, yeah.
there's a guitar solo in the song that sounds very Slayery.
Oh, yeah. Even the rhythm part is Slayer.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the guitar tone is Slayer.
Yep. I noticed that too.
Even the guitar solo tone is Slayer.
And it's only in one channel.
Yeah, only one channel.
Sounds like Chet from Weird Science.
I'm not a moron, you know.
Each dude but one.
I know.
That's good. Why'd you make yourself so?
Spin them. We'll play that solo. We'll play a little bit of the riff too. This is a great riff. Sample. Cool. This is an example of the overmodulation stuff. Weird riffs too. And all these weird minor chords and shit. Yeah, it's good too.
It's weird. Drumming is absurd, of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's completely ridiculous.
Again, there's like, I could pick any song and I have notes on it, so I guess I have favorites or what.
We'll go to the next one. They're hit.
Yeah.
Before I forget, yeah, that's always one of my favorites on the album too. It's probably the most like as simplistic as Slipknot's gonna get, but it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one of the few songs where Joey's not going absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And they weren't wearing their mask in this video. But they didn't really show their faces either. So. I I'll get to the chorus. Love that little break. Oh, it's good.
Him doing those little kick drums in the break,
Yeah.
like it makes those choruses for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anybody else would think to do that. Maybe Vince Paul, but
Yeah.
it's just so cool. He's not doing anything hard. He's just
Yeah.
a kick right there.
Yep.
It kind of just skips it along to the next part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it gets a little repetitive at the end, chorus. Repeat it like,
Yeah, it
Numerous
does repeat like
times.
4 times, yeah.
all right, move along. But it's
We didn't play their other big. I
minor.
mean, we played a little bit of Duality, but we didn't play much of that. I mean, that's
Yeah. And 3-0 is awesome too.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. When he's like, say it. It's awesome. Oh.
Screw it. Let's play some of that.
This has the blast beat.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Yep. Oh, I gotta play the end of this song. The drums are fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
So good. I'm just gonna play to the end because that fucking. Oh. I think he does the ride.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Death metal riff.
Yep.
Yes.
So good.
Oh, so
God.
awesome.
Who does that? Like on the middle of the fucking fill. We're just gonna hit the ride, the bell of the ride, like 3 times out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. That guy's ridiculous. Rest in peace, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
they've had elite drummers in this band, put it that way.
oh, yeah.
Well, he died of something medical, right? It was.
I think yeah. It wasn't like a drug overdose or anything like that.
Well, I thought the bassist was
He
kind of
may have died of drug overdose, yeah.
intentional drug
Yeah.
overdose kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know that Joey was kind of let go from the band for the fact that he was struggling with, I think it was alcohol, but
No.
yeah, things weren't going well, and they're like, you need to go get yourself.
He had apparently what's called transverse myelitis. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
But he says, yes, died several years after he revealed his battle with transverse myelitis. Myelitis. MYEL.
'Cause he-
yeah.
He was in another band after Slipknot. I forget
Yeah.
the name of the band, but
Was it Murder Dolls?
yeah, I think it was Murder Dolls. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was okay.
They were not good.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to Slipknot, they were not good.
Yeah. I was shocked when I guess he was fired. I'm pretty sure that was the story, was he was fired for.
Well, I
don't know.
I was shocked when what's his name was fired too.
Yeah.
The son of the E Street
Yeah.
Band guy.
Yes.
Jay Weinberg. Jay Weinberg.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah. That was very surprising.
That was weird.
I mean, yeah.
Well, apparently he is like a massive jack off. He really is an arrogant whiner. Yes, because he had been playing at one point with Laura Jane Grace in Against Me, and things did not go over well in his time in that band because he had expectations of he was a rock star and deserved top billing of whatever, and things deteriorated poorly in that circumstance. And from what I've read of the fallout when he was fired from Slipknot, it's very much I think like the Slipknot guys have been trying to kind of bite their tongues a little bit and not really go too far, but I think they just felt that he was too difficult to handle because of his expectations of how much he deserved.
Yeah. Well, he's playing with Slipknot. I mean, he's playing with
suicidal tendencies right now. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
So transverse myelitis is a spinal cord inflammatory disease. So if you have it the higher up in your spine that it's affected, it's gonna makes it more lethal. So
gets to your brain, I guess.
No, it's below your brain, but your spinal cord controls a lot of the muscles that help you breathe, which is why ALS ends up killing people.
Yeah,
because those muscles stop working. But this is a different etiology. But if it gets to so bad that your spinal cord can't transmit signals, you stop breathing too. So it's probably due to that. I guess there's no really clear reason what the causes of it are.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let's play a little bit of Duality, just because we haven't really played the chorus of that yet, and I think it's probably one of their biggest hits, if not the biggest hit. So, let's see.
I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops me. I was made of all the things I have to take.
I played the last chorus because it goes back to the All I've Got part, and it gets really heavy.
Yeah.
So I was always mad that they took that out of the radio version.
Yeah, it's like the best part.
Oh, that harmonic is so perfect.
Yeah.
All I've got is insane. All I've got is insane. All I've got is insane. All I've got is insane.
Great.
Right into that next riff.
That was super weird.
Awesome riff.
What the hell?
This.
So good.
Yeah. All right, well, I can't just sit here and listen to the fucking whole album. I mean, I would, but yeah.
A lot of
Those
come-ons
lawyers.
on this album.
Come on, yeah. Well, I did
lot of
read something interesting
motivating-
about that. Corey Taylor said he was getting criticized for, like, people were saying, oh, he relies too heavily on curse words. And this is actually the first album that doesn't feature a parental advisory sticker on the front. And it's because there are only like 2 curse words in the entire album. So he purposely went into the writing of the lyrics on this album thinking, well, fuck you all. I'm going to write some like actual meaningful lyrics and not rely too heavily on motherfucker and, all that stuff. So I just thought that was interesting. Like, I never thought about that, but if you listen to the album and that with that in the back of your mind, it's like, oh yeah, I guess that's right.
So. Yeah.
Well, the song "Welcome," I time stamped it here. 109. One of the words he uses is meconium.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what that word is?
No, I have no idea.
I heard it was like it popped out when I was listening to it because it's a medical term.
Okay.
Meconium is shit that babies before they're born they shit in the womb. It's a sign of fetal distress.
Oh.
So it's like he says you fetus meconium. It's pretty fucking gross.
Wow.
They're into that kind of thing.
Check out the big brains on Corey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Before you condemn, you rape them, feed us meconium.
I heard it and I was like, he didn't just say meconium, did he? So I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. I have notes on this one. I did. A double bass in this song.
Did you want to be a doctor when you grew up, Corey?
This part.
Yes.
Welcome to the transformation. Welcome to annihilation. Welcome to the man that wanted everything. The God of life. Destruction. The only way to go is to go away. Destroy it. Before I let you go, you want to let me. With some more surprise, I will wake up. Follow the path of the ones I am made of. This time I won't give in. I save you from myself.
Yeah. Sir.
Very motivating.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You need to work out or something. Put this on. It'll help you
Yeah.
The song
There you go,
"Danger
Joe.
Keep Away."
Yeah.
Not very Slipknot at all, but I loved it. And there's an actual full version on the
Which
deluxe.
is not good.
You don't like that one?
No, I didn't.
Why's that?
There's just some goofiness going on with it. It's 8 minutes long. It's like there's some stuff that doesn't need to be long. I like that they kept the original, like the three minute version is great on the regular on the on the original album, but I'm not a fan of the long version.
Yeah, it's just
Too much piano.
Too much weirdness. I mean, I'll play a little bit of it, but like you might like it, Keith. I don't know.
I like the full version too.
I'm not what you think.
Pretty sure that's Clown singing there.
I'm not what you think.
That doesn't sound like Corey.
What you think. I'm not what you think. I'm not what you think. I'm not what you think. Or am I? What am I? What you think? What am I?
Anyway, it goes on and on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where it gets like really weird. Oh, this is the one that's like this part is on the album, kind of.
The
Then it
drum
goes back
set
to
mic'd totally differently. Might be a different
that's
drum
true.
kit actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that it just
Yeah, it's a little Godsmacky right there.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
don't know. It just gets there's too much. I don't know. I like the original version. Like
Yeah, the original's cool.
I do think the song before it, "The Virus of Life," is not very. It's like it's fine, but it's not one of the. It's another self-indulgent Slipknot song, in my opinion. "The Virus of Life." But this almost reminds me of the first song on "We Are Not Your Kind," in a way. Or no, it's on "The End So Far." What is it called?
Yeah.
What's that song called?
Yeah, the
Adderall?
opener.
Adderall.
Yeah, Adderall.
Adderall, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of that song a little bit.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. The drums are cooler on this though. I don't think there's drums on Adderall, is there?
I don't think so.
Remember, I don't think so. If there are, it's like programmed electric drums. Yeah, way different. Like stripped down.
Probably a different drum kit.
I imagine it's got to be, yeah.
Fatal decline.
That's good.
Not a happy song.
No.
Keith,
How many
you-
of them are?
Keith, you didn't mention
Zero.
the Karl Marx song.
Oh, yes, I did dig the opiate
Opium of the
of
People.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I don't really think it has anything to do with
It probably
communism or
yes,
religion
it
or
did,
anything like
it
that.
did, yeah. But it definitely is anti-religion. What is it? The line "faith is accidental."
That's true.
It's like, ooh.
It's funny. That's like the one song I forgot to take notes on. No.
It's not the best song on the album.
It's not. It isn't. Yes, I was gearing up for that. I saw that title and I'm like, all right, man, this one's gonna be okay.
I thought it was going to be about labor and means of production and nothing.
The historical dialectic doesn't get mentioned once.
I do want to play a little bit of the Nameless just because that's one of my favorites too. Another one where the double bass is just fucking ridiculous, but that's like half the album.
yeah.
So, but the chorus of the song, not opening riff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chorus is fantastic.
Pathetic. Accept it. Your opinion.
And then the last chorus that goes into that, the way it goes into that chorus is fucking good. Can't find that.
That was a really good bass slide there.
Yeah. Love that. Which isn't a happy song either. All right. Yes.
It goes into that "You Are Mine" part.
Yeah. God. Okay, I think we should grade this and move on. We should grade both. So,
I would both separately. Yes.
yeah, both
Yes.
separately. Yeah. Of course.
You don't want to do an average
an average.
like we did?
No.
On the, okay. This is confusing me. Every show I'm confused.
Do you want me to go first, just to make it easy for you, Joe?
Yes.
To understand.
See what
Okay.
it's gonna be.
Well, I mean, I'll start with the first album. I would give that a B. Just because I think the second half is not. Some of my least favorite Slipknot songs are on the second half of that album. I do agree with Tim. I think the first half is amazing. It's some of their best stuff, but just it really falls off on the second half for me. So it's still a great album, still classic, but it's a B. And Volume 3 for me is A+. Great album, start to finish. So yeah, that's my grade.
I can go next.
I'm gonna go. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
Tim. No.
Okay, I'll go.
Do
First album, A-. Like Eric said, and what I said, the first 20 minutes is probably, in my opinion, the best thing they've ever done. Second half must be, I don't know what happened there.
They couldn't have opened with. They couldn't have started with an EP. So
Yeah. It's kind of
They
a
had-
Cowboys from Hell situation in a way. It's like they put all the best stuff up front, and
Yeah.
then the stuff on the backside is kind of like, it's
I'm
fine,
gonna-
it's good. But some of it's like, comparatively
Second-
not even close.
Second half of Cowboys is relatively better to the first half. But I like the second. I think the second half of that.
What? No way.
Yeah, I don't like it as much as the first, but I don't think it drops off as much as I think.
Oh, I think it.
You do.
I think it does. Medicine Man and
Shattered.
stuff like that. Shattered and yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Volume 3.
I think for their debut, B minus.
Oh, I didn't give me a grade. I didn't give my grade on Volume 3. It's A plus. So
There you go.
Okay.
it's their best album.
Well, I missed an album last time, so the time before.
Okay. Yeah.
No, that's right.
Yes.
Make sure I get it in. So B minus on the debut, and then this Volume 3 is an easy A.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to go B plus with the first album, but you guys
You
have
still
made me
can. Look, man.
I'm going to go B just to kind of, set things okay. But definitely, Volume 3, A.
Nice.
That is. I mean, both of these are. Everyone
the
should hear
cockles
this
of my
shit.
heart.
Everyone
to hear
should
you
hear
say
this fucking band. I don't know about the rest of their stuff, but these two, it was a pleasure to prepare for this.
You'll
I would,
enjoy
if you like
Iowa.
Volume 3, I would, listen to We Are Not Your Kind, Keith. I think you'd like that a lot if you like Volume 3. They kind of, it reminds me a lot of Volume
That's a
3,
good
We Are
one.
Not Your Kind. Yeah. There's a lot of experimental stuff, some slower songs, but still some really fucking heavy stuff too. So,
Oh, Nero Forte on We're Not Your Kind. Oh,
good fucking God. That's so ridiculous. All right. So we're going to do a new segment here. I don't know what we're going to call it. Listen and tell, show and tell, listen and listen. So I'm going to actually shout out Fern here because Fern actually hit me up about this. And he said, it kind of came up when we were talking about our last episode where we said we should do an episode where we talk about like albums that we think everyone should hear, right? Where it's like, it may not be metal, but we think we should hear it, right? So we each are just going to kind of highlight an album that we think is great. It may not necessarily be something that's going to be highlighted on this podcast because may not be metal. Maybe it's metal, but who knows? But I will, for this episode, I stuck with Halloween theme, and this is pure nostalgia. And we talked about this album before, but it's it's kind of upside down.
It's
but
the picture
Wait,
disc.
is it sideways or?
yeah,
No,
it's
he's
kinda
got well.
it's a picture disc. Yeah, it's Nightmare
Yes.
Before Christmas. It's the soundtrack to Nightmare Before Christmas,
Oh,
which
I've got that upstairs.
there's some good songs on that one.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I mean, a little bit of nostalgia here, but this movie / soundtrack / album is like, it's been a staple of our household for forever. Like this is one of the things that Tiff and I bonded on when we first met. We both loved that movie. We still like, it doesn't have to be Halloween throughout the house. There's Jack Skellington stuff all over the place. So we're big nerds when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is probably the first time I really kind of discovered Danny Elfman's genius. Because he's gone on to, compose some of the best movie soundtracks. And I kind of actually dug into a little bit of Oingo Boingo because of this too. And I liked some of that stuff as well. So, but yeah, that's mine. Well, I picked to click.
I'll follow up with that because I've got two. One, just because we already were talking about it. This is the 7-inch of The Badge. One side,
okay.
Poison Idea,
Nice.
and the other side, Pantera. And it's
Well, that's cool.
Hey, I
Portland, Oregon, right?
had that sitting there. Figured I'd just throw it out.
Where'd you?
Next one,
I didn't even know it existed. That's crazy.
you could find anything on Discogs.
Discogs, yeah.
Halloween Nuggets.
I went with the Halloween theme as well for my
There you
second
go.
one. I picked this one up from Crooked Beat for anyone that's around the Nova region. They're out in Alexandria. But this isn't just like, the typical Monster Mash stuff. It's definitely got some of that stuff, but there's a couple tunes on here that are it's mainly all 60s and 70s stuff. But it's also got a couple trailers from Creature from the Black Lagoon, Plan 9 from Outer Space, The Blob, and it's some of these tracks like Jack the Ripper from the Elites, and what's the other thing I wanted to mention? Mummy Walking Death by the Contrails. It's just, it's not your typical. It is all music about Halloween, but it's not the G-rated Monster Mash. Not it's most of it's G or PG, but
Yeah.
still, it's fun.
Nice.
And I come from a household as well that has got we have the Haunted Mansion. I come from a Disney family. Not my fault, but my wife has got Haunted Mansion shit covering our walls year round. So
yeah, there you go. Nice. Who's next?
Someone start talking. I'll go again if you guys want. I can find a third album.
Did you have anything, Joe? Because I'm kind of changing my mind on what to show since it's Halloween themed.
Oh, yeah, then I'll go.
Yeah,
mine has nothing to do with Halloween, if that makes you feel better, Tim.
it does.
It doesn't have to.
Okay.
I just happened to pick that.
I don't have a physical record, but the album I want to highlight is by a band called Electric Six. I might have given it away in some text today with re-listening to this. The album is a 2005 album called Senior Smoke.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
it's
a good
just it's bangers. It's bangers.
Yeah.
Way through.
Is that the one with
Including
Gay
a
Bar on it?
No, actually, I think that was their first album. This one has Devil Knights, Jimmy Carter, Dance Epidemic. That might be the big one.
Dance Epidemic. Yeah, that song's fucking awesome.
Yeah, this
Should play
just
some of it. Is it on
just
Spotify?
great. Oh, I'm sure it is. They do a great cover of Radio Gaga as well. I just happened to, I don't know what got in my head, pulled this up the other day, and
Here, I'll play a little bit of Dance Epidemic because that song's good.
Dance epidemic tonight.
The guy reminds me of Trey Parker from South Park, the way he sings.
Yeah, that already sounds like that.
on my own.
Your body goes to waste every minute.
Totally.
You don't give it to me. I'm dying for your sins on the dance floor. Can't you see?
The dance floor.
You know it's still on my mind, still on my mind, still on my mind. It's still on my mind, still on my mind, still on my mind. I want it so bad and I'm never gonna get it. This club's on fire, it's a dance epidemic. Baby, looks like a dance epidemic to me. I'm seeing things I thought I'd never see. Dance epidemic tonight. Start again tonight.
I remember Sean Buss was a big fan of this album too.
that's why I know of these guys.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And it's like it's a funk or even a disco beat going on there, and then it goes into kind of glam rock. But is it a comedic?
I think there's
The whole
tongue in
thing
cheek.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're taking themselves seriously, but it's tongue in cheek at the same time.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
It's a good album though. Good pick. All right, Tim, you got to decide something. You got to pick something.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Since Joe did that, I feel better. So there's a band, I think they're from Poland. They're called Amarok.
Mm-hmm.
They remind me of Pink Floyd. It's kind of a band I can listen to on bad tinnitus days because it's kind of quiet. So
What's the name of the album?
the album is called, the newest album is called Hope. They have a few albums. This one's from
How
this
do you
year,
spell
actually.
their band name?
Amarok, which I think is,
Are there umlauts over the O?
I wish, but no,
That'd be
there's
great.
not. There should be.
You
I'll
have a
make sure
song
it's correct.
specifically?
Yeah.
There's Spanish?
No, not Spanish.
No, that's all. That's all they
Poland, you
got
said?
on.
They're Polish, and I think the word Amarok is Polish for wolf, based on their logo. There's a song called Insomnia. If you go to around 340-ish, very Pink Floyd sounding, but it's very mellow.
That is very Pink Floyd.
Yeah. And there's vocals too, but this is kind of the part that was very Pink Floyd-ish.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm gonna check them out. That sounds.
It gets heavier too, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But no,
There's the only downside to this band is they sometimes have parts that are kind of spoken word, and they get this female vocalist to do it, but she kind of speaks and her accent. It's like you should have just spoken this in your native tongue because it's not good. It's like the accent is so thick. It's like, yeah. But other than that,
all right. Well, this has been quite the episode. Well, let's we opened it with
let's end the night the same way we started.
Yeah. So let's close it out with some more Paul.
The